Hi, my name is Erika Hernandez, and this is Sophie's Case Report. But first, let's introduce you to Sophie. Sophie is a 7-year-old daughter, elementary school student, and friend. She currently lives with her mother in Houston, Texas. Some of the things that Sophie values include spending quality time with her mother and her formal education. Sophie's occupational history includes simple games, hand activities or tabletop activities, and writing. Sophie's mother and teacher have sought out occupational therapy services to address areas of concern such as her visual motor skills, handwriting skills, and emotional regulation skills so that she may be successful in her education. Some of the parent-teacher goals that Sophie's teacher and mother would like to address include completing her written work in class, copying work from the board without the teacher's assistance, decreasing her pain when she is writing, and to go a week without getting in trouble at school. For this treatment session video and Sophie's occupational therapy goals, we decided to focus on her visual motor skills as well as her fine motor skills, which are listed below. The first long-term goal being that by the end of 6 months, Sophie will demonstrate improved visual motor skills to increase independence in the classroom, and the subsequent 2 short-term goals being, by the end of 3 months, Sophie will visually search and locate 10 identical objects from a vertical surface within 5 seconds of each object to increase visual scanning skills. And by the end of 3 months, Sophie will correctly select the order of 7 patterns with minimal cervical movement to increase Cycade skills. Her second long-term goal being, by the end of 6 months, Sophie will demonstrate improved fine motor skills to facilitate independence in the classroom and in handwriting activities by teacher report. The short-term goals being, by the end of 3 months, Sophie will utilize a tripod grasp to complete a 15-minute tabletop activity to increase fine motor skills for improved occupational performance in school. And by the end of 3 months, Sophie will copy a short sentence from a vertical surface using a pencil grip to facilitate a tripod grasp and to decrease pressure when writing. The occupational therapy interventions that will be implemented in Sophie's treatment plan include a balloon toss, a visual scavenger hunt, a Cycade Scatter activity, dot painting, and silly sentences. The first activity in our treatment session will be our visual scavenger hunt. Here, I will be playing the role of Sophie. Sophie will walk back and forth, visually scanning a vertical surface for the identified object or letter. In this example, I am visually scanning for the location of all of the letter C's. Here, Sophie will work on her visual scanning skills, looking upwards, downwards, and in both directions, as well as diagonally, to be able to identify all of the letters within 5 seconds of the previously identified letter. In our next activity, Cycade Scatter, Sophie will use minimal cervical movement to be able to correspond the uppercase letter with its matching lowercase letter. Here, Sophie will use her Cycade skills to be able to make the appropriate matches. In this example, I am using a laser pointer to match the corresponding uppercase letter to the lowercase letter. This activity can also be done in a dim room with glow-in-the-dark letters for increased patient motivation. Another way this activity can be implemented without the laser pointer or being in a dim room is to give Sophie letter patterns in order for her to trace out. So the therapist will verbalize which pattern she would like Sophie to trace, and Sophie will correctly match the patterns by pointing to the letters using her visual Cycade skills in order to complete these sequences. This next clip is to demonstrate the visual Cycade skills that the occupational therapist would like Sophie to utilize. Here you can see the eyes searching up and down, left to right, as well as diagonally in both directions to be able to search and identify the appropriate patterns given by the therapist. The next activity of the treatment session will include a balloon toss or a game of balloon volleyball. Here, Sophie will be able to take a gross motor skill break while still working on her visual tracking or visual scanning skills. This activity also serves as a good transition before beginning any tabletop activities, including handwriting activities, which will be seen later on in this video. Dot painting will be used as the first tabletop activity to assist Sophie in increasing her fine motor skills. While painting, Sophie will utilize a Q-tip that will challenge her fine motor strength and endurance. This will also encourage a tripod grasp to be used throughout the completion of this activity. Silly sentences will be used as Sophie's last tabletop activity. After collaborating with the therapist on responses, Sophie will copy the responses from a vertical surface using a pencil grip to decrease pressure and pain when writing. A slant board is also used in this clip to offer further suggestions on how classroom modifications may be made to decrease Sophie's visual tracking distance when copying from the board. I particularly like this activity as it closely mimics some of the classroom demands she will need to be successful in to fulfill her student role. Thank you for watching. Please feel free to contact me with any questions or further clarifications.